Hello, hello, hello. This is ASMR 517, and for this video I wanted to do another puzzle from this Brain Games puzzle book that I have. And it's actually going to be pretty similar to one of my most recent videos because I wanted to do another cryptogram, since I feel like the soft speaking and maybe the writing sounds kind of make for great background listening. So, as you can see here, oops, I don't want to tear off a piece of the paper. I guess I'm gonna have to. Oh, here, I had taped a little bookmark so I can find it easier. So, like I was saying, for this video, I'm going to be solving another cryptogram. I'm not sure if the past cryptogram had a title or not, but this one says, "Without a Trace." Going back, oh, here's the last one. I stapled the answer that I wrote. Yeah, so the last one was called Wrongs Righted. So this current one is called Without a Trace. And unlike the last cryptogram, this one actually features, looks like, some questions. So I'm just looking over some of the gibberish here. So we're unsure of any of the letters so far, but I'll go ahead and write the alphabet on the side here so we can keep track of which letters are which. So this is kind of just silent writing. I apologize if you hear any background noises. Other people are up and doing things. So I've written our little legend here. To get started, I always kind of like to look for the singular letters. So as we see right here, there's an S all by itself. So that leads me to believe it's either an A or an I. In this case, this sentence here begins with blank 74 blank blank. So, just based off guessing, this could maybe mean 74 page or 74 word or something like that, in reference to maybe a letter or a book. So, and over here, we have sort of the same situation going on. But this case, it's an 18 something, 18 page, 18 word, something like that. But this time, since it starts in 18, we have an extra letter, which I'm assuming is following the A, which is an H in this case. So it could be A-N, since in the English language, when you're referencing a word that begins with a vowel, instead of saying A, you say N. So like an egg, you don't say a egg. So I'm fairly certain in this puzzle, the S is an A, and the H is an N. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and write the correct letters above the cryptogram's letters. So, now that we believe S is A and H is N, I'm gonna go ahead and write the correct letters above the gibberish ones. I'll start with S since A is the first one. It looks like these two first questions, or three first questions, start out with the same sort of phrase or question being asked. So USNCO is the common denominator. So these should be easy to figure out. But I'm going to continue with substituting the S's for A's. This one also has years. So, like one of the previous cryptograms, or cryptogram, I'm not sure if I recorded two of them or one. Anyway, this phrase here could be between 1945 and 1950, because that's the usual phrase when I'm talking about events that happened between years. But I'm not gonna jump ahead too much, because I like to take it step by step, just so that I fully oops, I accidentally put an A above an M. You see this tiny eraser I'm using? I've had this eraser for years. It's originally one of those, you know, those big pink erasers that are about this big. Well, that one has been reduced all the way down to this little thing. And I'm still using it. see how far I can keep going. But back to the cryptogram. Doesn't look like there's too many A's in this one. That's another reason why I like using a mechanical pencil for this one, because you just get such a little space. So we're about halfway done. I'm not sure what this word could be because it both starts and ends in an A. It could be something just simple, but your brain just has trouble filling in the blanks. This is a pretty long word, so I'm curious to see what that ends up being. Okay, it looks like we are done with substituting the A. So our next course of action would be to do the same thing for N. That being to substitute the H's for N's. Which I don't think there was that many of. So this word here, we might be correct in guessing that this could be between 1945 and 1950. Which would make this word here, or the P, a D. So I'm gonna go ahead and log P as D. So we're gonna continue with doing the H's though. Here's another potential word. It ends in an N, but it can't be an A, so it can't be an, so it's either in or on. So we'll figure that out when we come to it. Looks like here's two of the same words. I'm looking for the H's. There's a lot of long or longer words in this one compared to the other one we did. I think I uploaded only one, because the first one I ended up doing by myself. So now we're halfway through. Also, I don't know if I mentioned that this puzzle book, I'm not sure if all of the stories or scenarios are based on real, documented, and recorded true crime. But I believe all of the cryptograms are, or they are so far. Oh, I forgot an S here. What? It seems I forgot this whole row. So I'm just gonna substitute the A's real quick. But like I was saying, most of all of the stories in here are true events that happened, which some people aren't into reading about true crime. I happen to be one of the people that are, so that's why this book was really interesting to me. But as you can see, we've finished doing the H's, so now our next lead is P, which is a D in substitution. So, and usually is one of the first words that you will end up solving whenever you do a cryptogram, because it's just such a common word. That, or like the word the, or is, or something like that. You always want to start with the easy things. So it looks like this long word here starts with a D and ends with a D, which could be, not, I was gonna say deceased, but it's too long of a word. So, once again, we're just looking for all the P's and replacing them. This 4-letter word starts and ends with a D, so maybe it's dead. Could be dead or died. But since we're unsure, I'm not gonna write anything down yet. This one seems to have a lot of duplicate words. Like, here's this one again, the one that might be dead or died. And this long word. So we're a little bit further than halfway. Once we figure out this long word, that's going to be quite a bit of solved letters that we can add to our legend. So, there we go. We have finished D. So, now that we've finished D, I'm gonna make a part 2. It's all gonna be one video, but just for the sake of like editing and things, it's easier. So, there's gonna be a little jump right here. Alright, so now comes more guessing on our part. So we have 3 letters done. So, back to this word, the four-letter word that started and ends with a D. I think when I was thinking about it, I was gonna say it can't be dead because our S's are already A's and this word doesn't have an S in it. So it has to be died. Or at least I think it's died. Which would make C equal I and Y equal E. So I'm gonna go ahead and write those on our little legend. I'll start with C, since it's the first one we wrote down. It seems like there's gonna be a lot of them. Still unsure of what this really long word is, but we will figure it out. Also, CH looks like it equals in. CO could either be is or if. So we're gonna have to come back to that. Actually, I'll go back and also add the E's, just so we can kill two birds with one stone. Since cryptograms could end up taking a long time. Not that I mind it, but you know. Oh, here's two more words that I'm pretty sure we can solve. So this word that starts with an A and ends with an A looks like it's A blank EA, which could only mean the M's are R's. So these two words next to each other are area, near. So I'll go ahead and write M equals R. But again, for right now, I'm gonna continue with the E's and I's. Or the C's and Y's. Funny how they rhymed. That was probably unintentional though. So I think here's where we stopped. Oh no, this row is when we stopped with the I's. So now we're just doing E and I at the same time, which sometimes can lead you to miss a couple, but look at this word right here. It's A blank blank IDEN. And then it has two words at the end, so I think this word translates to accidentally. Since it makes the most sense to me. So that would mean J's are C's, O's are T's, F's are L's, and W is Y. So, again, I'm just gonna continue with I and E for now. Here's that word died again. We're not sure what the letter A is just yet. It's kind of impossible to go alphabetically. Because cryptograms just don't work like that. Unless you're like psychic or something. So this word is blank E, so it could be B. Or another word. It's not coming to me unless another one just doesn't exist. But, well, here's the word area again. So just going through and substituting. This book actually isn't primarily cryptograms. There's other puzzles too, so I'm most likely gonna end up also showing some of the other puzzles. And some of the other puzzles they can be word puzzles. There's like not hide and seek or spot the difference puzzles, things like that. But a lot of them are pretty not easy. I mean, some of them are easy, but a lot of them are just very simple, so you actually can just do them right away. So that if I were to do another video on them, I would probably like include multiple puzzles in one video. Anyway, we finished the E's and I's. So with that solving of the word accidentally, I guess we can start with the C's and L's, just to pick a random set of letters to do. So J's equal C's and F's equal L's. Looks like this word, C blank I blank E, because we know M's also equal R's. This word looks like it's crime. So that means G's equal M's. So if we see this little gibberish word again, we can just write in crime. Oh, and also O's equal T's. So word CO is the word it. So this first question here looks like it's asking, was it crime? And this next one is, was it blank? Was it blank blank? So I'm pretty confident with saying U's are W's and N's are S's. So it looks like this second question being asked is, was it aliens? Do you guys believe in aliens? Oh. Wait a minute. Oh, I wrote this backwards. Oops. If you caught this mistake in the beginning and it was annoying you this entire time, I'm sorry. But I accidentally put A equals S instead of S equals A. Because this word we finally found the. So it looks like A is H. So the gibberish word OAY is the. Now that we know a lot more letters, as I go, I'm just gonna start substituting. So it looks like this word was between, which means in this cryptogram the word B is actually the letter B. So there's no change. So far, was it crime? Was it aliens? Was it the blank? It's not looking familiar to me just yet. Oh, you know what? This word looks like, was it the paranormal? Which means K's are P's and I's are O's. So was it crime? Was it aliens? Was it the paranormal between 1945 and 1950? Something. We don't know what R's or X's are just yet. Okay, something. Oh, looks like something people. So I's, yeah, I's are O's. People disappeared in the. Not sure what Q's are just yet. Disappeared. Oops, I skipped a line. Disappeared in the area near. This looks like. Okay, so this is a city and state name. So that means T's are G's. Since this word is Bennington something. Oh, it looks like it's Vermont. So R's are V's. So we can go back and. Oops, oh no. Where was there a V? could have sworn there was, but I guess there isn't. Anyways, area near Bennington, Vermont. A local author. We filled in the blank there, so it looks like Q's or U's. A local author described in as the Bennington Bennington Triangle. Wait, yeah. A 74 rear old. Oh, that's right. W's are Y's. I accidentally put W as being an R. So W's are Y's. A 74-year-old let's see, Q 100. No, not 100. A 74-year-old but that doesn't make sense. Okay, Q's are U's, H's N. Oh, O's are T's. I accidentally put an I. Hunter. A 74-year-old hunter died. While guide doesn't really make sense. Let me double check. U's or W's? A is H, C is I, F is L, E is Y, so this word is definitely while. T is G, Q is U, C is I, P is D, and Y is E. So the translation is definitely correct, but maybe it's a typo or something. Because while guide a group of, so it looks like X is F. So maybe they meant for this word to be while guiding because this book isn't like some big professional publication, so maybe it just didn't receive a thorough check. But we'll get through it. We'll just make the change if we have to. So, while guiding a group of fellow hunters, right? Yeah. fellow hunters up a mountain. Perhaps accidentally drowned. Period. An 18-year-old an 18-year-old college student died when she was hiking. So the E equals a K. While she was hiking. Period. A veteran disappeared from a bus stop as he returned home to the Bennington area. His belongings left behind on the bus. Left behind on the bus a child disappeared in 1950 from a vehicle. We're not sure what D is, but we know everything else. From a vehicle just a few. Okay, so D is J. Oh, from a vehicle. Just a few weeks. Just a few weeks after the boy's disappearance. A 50-year-old woman disappeared while hiking, and a lot of people are just vanishing. Her body her body unlike that of the others, was even eventually found. So, looks like we have solved our cryptogram. Let me do what I did for the other. Cryptogram, and I'll write it down on a piece of paper. That way I can add it to the book. So it goes like this. Was it crime? Oops. Almost never what. So, was it crime? Was it aliens? Was it the paranormal? Between (1945) and 1950. Oops, I forgot to fill in. Okay. 5 people disappeared. So, sorry, I had to cut out a loud noise. But between 1945 and 1950, 5 people disappeared in the area near Bennington. Bennington, Vermont. A local author described it as the Bennington Triangle. It's kind of like the Bermuda Triangle. A 74-year-old hunter died while guiding a group of fellow hunters up a mountain. Up a mountain, perhaps accidentally drowned. Period. An 18-year-old college student died when she was hiking. So that's the second victim. A veteran disappeared. A veteran disappeared from a bus stop as he returned home to the Bennington area. His belongings left behind on the bus. A child disappeared. In 1950 from a vehicle. Period. Just a few weeks after the boy's disappearance, a 53-year-old woman disappeared while hiking. Her body, unlike that, the lead broke off, unlike that of the others, was eventually found. So, our full little passage here. Was it crime? Was it aliens? Was it the paranormal? Between 1945 and 1950, 5 people disappeared in the area near Bennington, Vermont. A local author described it as the Bennington Triangle. A 74-year-old hunter died while guiding a group of fellow hunters up a mountain, perhaps accidentally drowned. An 18-year-old college student died when she was hiking. A veteran disappeared from a bus stop as he returned home to the Bennington area. His belongings left behind on the bus. A child disappeared in 1950 from a vehicle. Just a few weeks after the boy's disappearance, a 53-year-old woman disappeared while hiking. Her body, unlike that of the others, was eventually found. They didn't go into detail about what made her body different of the others, but I assume it was probably like really weird or really disfigured. But yeah, there you have it. This is the second cryptogram that we've solved. I'm sure if you look up Bennington, Vermont, and these cases, they're cases that are most likely real. So, kind of scary, very interesting. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.